Hi, and welcome to Prepping Essentials.
Good morning, it's 7 o'clock on Sunday the 25th of July. Just making my way down to the land, and as always, not quite sure what we're going to get done today, but let's find out. Well, here we are down on the land. It's not quite as grey as it was yesterday, but we didn't have very rain. I was hopeful that last night we might have. All the grass is looking very nice on this side. We've still got a bit of quite long grass now on the northern side of the field. Not quite sure whether I want to cut that down or not. They just do keep telling us that we're going to get rain. It just keeps not happening. The borage I put in this aggregate pile is doing extremely well. Quite surprised how well it's taken, considering it's been mega dry, so it's therefore not had any water at all. Hopefully that will spread itself out. I did put some sunflower seeds in there, but they've been eaten by the looks of it. Completely gone. It is what it is. Not quite sure what we're going to get done today. I think it might be a short day. I'm going to have a little look at the pallet pile and see if I can get some wood out to box in those two new IBC water tanks that I got. Take a quick look at this tree, see if there's any signs of critter damage, which there doesn't seem to be. Something's been digging down there. That wasn't. Look at that, look. Let me just put down mine. I've got an assortment of stuff. Yeah, talking about critters. Yeah, that is rabbits, look, because that's rabbit poop. So they've already been in there digging around, but thankfully they've not been able to get in the plastic. It just goes to show, doesn't it? You just scoop that in. It just goes to show my fears about putting out the trees have kind of been vindicated, really. Anyway, I've got to pick all that back up now, and I'm not sure I can do that one-handed, so I'll get myself in, opened up, and we'll catch up with you shortly once I've got chicken sorted out and a coffee on the go. Well, first things first, as always, sorting out the little chickens. That cockerel's funny. I put a load of seed out there, you can see where they're pecking around. And he's just messing about, picking at some old stalks that were laid down yesterday. I think he's keeping an eye on me, guarding his flock. Anyway, quick look inside here. I'm not expecting to see any eggs at all this morning because I cleared out yesterday. But we'll check on the food and water. Yeah, it's pretty much as I left it yesterday. The mess isn't. That was beautiful. The floor yesterday. Now it isn't. No, nothing. No surprises there. Except that nest box. That's a mess. That's not normally like that. Let me get the bucket and clear that out while the kettle's boiling. Well, look at this. We've got an army of geese coming across. Where's the shotgun when you need it? Hope you can see those. Yeah, I'm guessing you can. Look at that. And they're still coming. Not sure what that means. Is something coming that we don't know about? And they're still coming. That's a lot of geese. An awful lot of geese. Well, good morning. It's Sunday already. The days just do fly by so quickly. Be a bit of a mixed bag, I think, today. Keep looking out at the weather to see what's going on. The forecast just has no clue. It is saying there's going to be big thunderstorms, but looking at the forecast, it seems to be in the south of the country rather than up here in the north. It is still warm and quite close out there, so I don't know. I've just had a quick run round the polytunnel and thrown some water onto the plants in there. That little electric watering system that I put in, when was it, a week ago, 2 weeks ago? I lose track. To be fair, it's not doing too bad. I've just twice a day adding a little top up of water onto the tomatoes. The carrots seem to be fine. They don't seem to mind having me run round every 2 days, but the tomatoes definitely do need something every day. Fingers crossed it'll keep going and we'll manage to get a decent harvest of fruit off the tomatoes and the cucumbers. I was tempted to pick a cucumber yesterday and I didn't. And when I was watering this morning, I was eyeing it up, and I suspect the bigger one might be coming off the plants today. While I was out there watering, massive flock of geese, well, several flocks of geese came across. You'll have seen it. I just put a little clip up before I did the cabin chat. I've brought an air rifle down with me to see if I can get a couple of rabbits or pigeons while I'm down here today. I should have brought the shotgun. I could have had loads of geese. They were really low. But sadly, gun laws being what they are, I'm not allowed to do that. Well, not with the one I've got anyway, because it's not your traditional shotgun. Yeah, so plans for today will be revolving around those water tanks. The rain didn't come, so there's absolutely nothing in there, but the guttering is in place, ready. The only thing that is missing is the connection between the two tanks, which is a bit of a shame. I had hoped when I got home yesterday that it would have been there waiting for me, and unfortunately it wasn't. I just went on the tracking app and allegedly Monday. So when I come down to do the watering Tuesday night, I'll probably put them on and you'll see them at the weekend, next weekend. So I'll be digging around in the wood pile. That was a bit of a bonus yesterday, getting some extra pallets. Wood is ridiculously expensive. Indeed, everything else is getting ridiculously expensive, especially fuel for the car. It keeps sneaking up every week. There's another penny, a penny and a half added onto the price. For no real reason. But it is where it is. So you'll have seen that little petrol can I brought in this morning, just to make sure I am keeping topped up. I've got spare supply for either the car, the diesel heater, or the little red tractor as we go through the next few months. Lots and lots of comments, a surge of comments when I woke up this morning, so I've been busy replying to those, and thank you very much for them. I really do appreciate it when people take the time out. Everyone's busy, so when they do take the time out to post a comment, I really do appreciate it. Thank you for that, and I do try and answer every single one, no matter what it is. So again, thanks for that. A few little tips in there. People have been talking about a variety of things over a couple of videos. In terms of yesterday, a couple of comments about the trees in the garden room. so I have moved those. You'll have seen that yesterday. Hopefully they will get a bit of water over the next few weeks, save me a job. And I guess more importantly, they'll get a bit of fresh air and a chance to stiffen up in the breeze. Trees do need to bend a little bit in order to strengthen themselves up as they grow. So hopefully, having put them out, they'll come on in leaps and bounds, and we'll start to see some reward for the labour. Maybe next year, you never know. They are still a bit young, but I live in hope. Bit annoyed this morning when I came down and saw the rabbits had been digging around the one that I put out on the field. That was the pear tree. Thankfully, they've not managed to nibble at the tree bark itself, but it is a bit of a concern that they were digging around in there in the ground, so I'll have to keep an eye on that as I come down through the week. Not quite sure what I can do to prevent that, to be honest. Hopefully they'll just get bored and go somewhere else, but it is pests, and pests have been real pests this year in all shapes and sizes. Citrus trees, hot weather plants in the garden room. I think it was Dave that commented on those. Yes, you're absolutely right. The garden room is great for bringing on seedlings early, and one of the plans I've got is to put heating in this winter. I'm toying with the idea of a paraffin stove. I've said a few times I am nervous about having naked flames anywhere near the cabin. But I was kind of thinking along the lines of putting one of these small ones inside some kind of metal tray or fireproof tray, so that if anything does happen, if there's a leak or anything like that, it's contained within the tray rather than spreading on the floor. If anybody's got tips on that, or maybe stories of how they've used them for years and never had a problem, do feel free to let me know. And hopefully it might just take away some of the nervousness that I've got. I do have the diesel heater. I did toy with the idea of putting a second vent into the garden room, but again, it is still a naked flame, so I don't know. Let me know what you think. Other comments, I'm trying to think, they were kind of revolved around food and prepping. A couple of them were around the nature of the content to put out. Thank you very much for those comments. They were very kind comments saying that the variety of stuff that I put out is quite useful to them, and not for me to get too het up about the more traditionalist, survivalist kind of prepping people that might make comments on the channel from time to time. So yeah, thanks for those. They are appreciated. One thing I might do, I was looking as I was watering the polytunnel. I'm kind of nervous about those true potato seeds, having seen the result of the crows and the slugs in the video yesterday when I went to harvest the pot and there was nothing in it. There's 3 left just outside the raised bed area, and I've noticed this morning 2 of those have been quite significantly damaged. They've kind of been uprooted a little bit, and there's lots and lots of slugs roaming around in there. So I'm tempted to empty those 2 out before the damage gets too much, and see if there is actually anything in those. I know for sure that one of the pots had potatoes in it, because when I saw the video, maybe about a week ago I think now, well, it wasn't a video, it was the CCTV, the crows jumping around on the pots and pecking away. When I came down one night to do the watering, I deliberately made a point of having a look, and where the crows had been pecking around at the foliage, they'd actually uprooted a small potato. I wasn't sure if it was still attached to the plant or not. I just kind of gingerly scooped a bit of soil over it. So I know that there are potatoes, at least there's a potato in one of the pots, or there was. So I'm hopeful that there will be something in there, because I really would like to get some tubers out of those true potato seed pots and save them and then replant them, just to see what's produced off those. And then I've gone through the whole journey. I've gone from the seed, been harvested in the berries off the plant, I've processed the seed, I've stored the seed, I've planted the seed, germinated the seed and grown a plant, which has then hopefully produced some tubers, which will then go on to plant to produce bigger crops. So that's always been the theory, that experimentation to see what works and what doesn't. Because bear in mind, with potatoes, they are a staple crop, which is why I'm growing so many this year. I do eat them every single day. And in a proper grid down scenario, the traditional method of getting a tuber and popping it in the ground won't be there for you unless you've saved your own tubers. You won't be able to just pop to the shop and buy some seed potatoes. So potato seeds, for me, I'm thinking, is a really good insurance policy for something hit the fan scenarios. At least you know that you've got the capacity to grow in bulk something that will feed you and the family. So I don't know, we'll take a little look later and see if there's anything in those two pots. So watch this space, I guess. Anyway, I digress as usual. I'm going to get myself sorted out, get rummaged around in the wood pile and start sorting through. Don't know if I'll be able to get the construction around the tanks done today, because, as you know from previous videos, dismantling pallets is a bit of a laborious, time-consuming job, and I'd rather have decent material to work with than just throw some pallets around them, if that makes sense. I'd rather do it properly. So we'll see, I guess. That might be a lengthier project. The main thing with the tanks I'm praying for is some rain. I did have a quick look this morning. I'm down to half capacity on those big storage tanks. I've got 500 litres in each tank left. So it is dramatically dropping in the water level now in the storage. So I do need to get some more rain to fill up the tanks and the new ones. So wherever you are, wherever you're doing, I hope you're having a really good weekend, staying safe and enjoying your downtime from that dreaded work. Whatever I do get up to, I'll let you know as we go through the video. Just bobbed out the little red tractor just to give it a warm up, and I'm tempted to do the grass at the northern end of the field, up the top there by the roadway and the entrance. Might not do the whole field, but I might just do the top bit round the trees where it's quite difficult to get in. Don't know yet, we'll see how we get on. The wood pile unwrapped. I'm just going to start sorting through, pull out the longer lengths. These pallets are a pain to break down, but it is free wood at the end of the day, so I can't complain too much. A lot of measuring to be done on these water tanks to see what sizes I need. Thankfully they are a square shape, but with the two tanks together like that, that's quite a length. I don't know what that'll be, it'll be about 8 foot, something like that, by couple, 2.5 foot. And then there's a fairly decent height on there as well. They've got to be a good, I don't know, 3.5 foot, almost 4 foot I would think. Anyway, tape measure's coming out. I'll do a bit of measuring up, and I am tempted to do that top end of the field while I've got the chance, just in case the rain does come. You never know. Well, I'm plugging away with the grass cutting, building up bigger and bigger piles, and the chickens have got used to it now. When I come down here with the tractor, they just kind of expect me to drop some grass cuttings. Yeah, they are funny. They're getting used to that watering system now, though they've beaten up one of the cups. I don't know if you can see it. It's all twisted round. At least I know they have an endless supply of water. There's a good 400-500 litres, maybe more in those barrels. Anyway, they're all looking expectant, so let me get some grass in there for them. They do like that, they really do. They'll not want that cabbage I've got for them later. Well, I suspect they will. All the little grey ones are slowly coming out of the actual coop. They've been in there clucking away, so hopefully there's some more eggs for me. I guess we'll find out later. Well, we're slowly but surely making progress with this grass. It does take forever. It really does. It's amazing how much time it takes to go up and down, because you're not just going up and down in straight lines. Although it might look like that. You're going round and round all these trees, which is a bit of a challenge. I've probably got about, I don't know, almost half of it down. I'll just give the tractor a little bit of a breather and check the fuel. I might even sneak a little cheeky cup of coffee, you never know. I thought I'd kill that job first, just in case any rain did come. I'm not expecting it, to be honest. There's clouds there, but I just don't buy the forecast. Anyway, let me get cracked on. They say simple things please simple minds. You might remember I was strimming this a week or two ago. I was pretty convinced I wouldn't get the tractor down it, but hey, lo and behold, I can. So that's cheered me up a little bit. I just thought I'd give that a test drive while the kettle was boiling, so I'm going to grab a coffee and have 5 minutes. Well, it's gone lunchtime already. As usual, this has taken forever to do. but the whole northern side of the field is now down, and it's looking very nice, I have to say. Bees are really busy today. Everywhere I've been, they've been floating around, and also a surprising number of different coloured butterflies. I've seen a blue one today. I did jump off the tractor to see if we could get a picture, but it was like a comedy act. I was running up and down the field chasing this bloody butterfly and it was having none of it. I'll keep a lookout during the rest of the afternoon just in case I see it again and try and get a picture, but very, very small, delicate and very bright coloured, light powder blue. Very nice. As usual, Little Red Tractor's done me proud. I do work that to death, and I am grateful that it keeps on chugging along. So yeah, good job done. Sun's actually out. It's another scorching hot day. That cloud was clearly just bluffing this morning. It is still cloudy, but this thunderstorm that's been promised all week just hasn't appeared at all, and it's looking doubtful it's going to come today. But I'm really pleased, because I suspect it'll be changing next week and I won't get a chance to do any grass cutting, so I'm on top of it all, which is good. Well, that's the last of the grass emptied. Compost bins are piled high. There's a decent mix of green and brown in there, so it should break down quite well. And talking about green, as always at the weekend, I've pulled that cabbage out for them. They are enjoying that. They really are. Really enjoying it. Old Cockerel leads them a merry dance. He wants to be in charge of telling them which is the best bits. In all honesty, they come when he calls them and then go, yeah, right, and leave him to it again. And just keep doing what they're doing. Anyway, that's the grass and the chickens sorted out. Tractor needs to go away. It is roasting hot. And I think, rather than pile into the wood pile, I think I might just take a look at those true potato seeds and let you see if anything's in there or not. Well, I did promise you a look at these true potato seeds, so let's take a little look. These have been eaten to death by slugs. I think we'll take these two. You can see there, they've been pulled out of the pots, which is a bit annoying, but hey, what to do? Let's take a little look and see what we've got. There were loads of slugs on these this morning when I first came down. So, oh, you can see there, look on the bottom. Everywhere, bloody slugs. In fact, I'll leave that for the soil. So, let's get rid of the roots. Oh, there we go. There we go. Foliage. We've actually got potatoes. If you can see amongst the soil. Tell you what I'll do, I'll dig them out and I'll show you when we're done. They are small, but in all honesty, I wasn't expecting big potatoes because the idea is you replant these I'm hoping that this year I've still got enough time for those tubers to mature. I thought the soil was going to be quite dry, and in fact it's not, it's quite wet. But then I have been watering and watering them in this terrible sun we've been having. So I've got out of that pot, that's where I've got. They want cleaning up a little bit, so that's good. Let's take a little look at this one. Get rid of the foliage. Thought I had a berry there, but it's not. So, ants. I don't know if you can see that or not. If it's not slugs, of which there's one, it's bloody ants. Yeah, this pot's empty. I think, oh, there's two tiny little things there. I wouldn't even call them potatoes. I think between the ants and the slugs, the damage is done. Yeah, there's nothing in this one. So I've got one more pot, which is still growing, which is this one. And to be fair, it still has got foliage on it. So I'm reluctant to take that up. Okay, I'll get this tidied away and I'll show you what we got. I'll give you a little picture of it. Just waiting for the cockerel to stop shouting. So that's what we ended up with the true potato seeds. There is one pot still out there, so I'm going to give it a go. I'll let these dry out and I'll keep them to one side, and we'll just see what happens if I can replant them and grow anything from these. Well, sorting the woodpile out is a bit of a challenge in more ways than one. It's a challenge trying to sort pallets into the same sizes, but it's also a challenge in this damned sunshine which is beating down on me. Temperature really is high again today. Anyway, I've kind of figured out what I'm going to be doing. It's not going to get done today, clearly, but at least I should know what I'm working with. So I'm busy round the side of the garden room, just trying to figure things out, and more importantly, I guess, trying to figure out how the connection will work between the two tanks. I'm inclined to swivel one of these round so that the outlet, or one of the outlets, is at this side, rather than having them pushed together in the middle, just to help me with access really. And it'll also give me another couple of inches. I'll be able to shuffle these together a bit closer and get clear, fully clear of that window, which is bugging me right now. So nothing's ever as straightforward as it seems. I suppose the saving grace is they're not full of water, because if they were, I'd have no chance of moving them. Well, I've spun the tanks around and got the valve to this end rather than them both meeting in the middle. I've just popped some weed control membrane across the end of the garden room. To be fair, it doesn't actually look that bad. Clearly the idea is to stop the light coming onto the tanks and encouraging algae to grow. So I'll get those shuffled back into place and then have a little play with some of those pallets and just try and figure out how best to box it in. Well, as usual, the day is just flying by. I'm running out of time. So I've just been loose fitting these pallets around those IBC totes just to get an idea of what needs cutting where in order to get them to fit. Not an easy task, I have to say, but I'll put some of that weed control membrane on the inside of those pallets just to keep the light out, and I'll have a hunt around, maybe break down a few pallets and put some infill boards where the gaps are. But for now I'm running out of time, so I need to get everything put away. It's going to take me ages to sort out the wood pile again, and I need to water, and I need to do the chickens. There just isn't enough time in the day. Well, everything's watered. I'm just busy refilling the containers. Yeah, I think I've got time to do the chickens while that one's filling up. So I'll let you know how I get on with the eggs today. Right, we'll just get their water popped back in. Food is done, so that's okay. Right, let's have a little look. I'll shut the door because you know the little red hen's going to come and have a look and see what I'm doing. Nothing. Nothing. 3 in there. Get my box out. So that's good, and 3 in there. Excellent. Six eggs. Bargain. Right, we should, if we're lucky, be able to just nip quickly back in the cabin and grab the water before it overflows. It is a bit of a fine art. I have walked away and left it too long quite a few times and suddenly found it was overflowing. Okay, we're almost there. Big container's done. Watering can's almost done. Get those in the polytunnel and get it closed up. Well, that's the cans all filled up. Everything's looking okay in here. The tomatoes are coming on really well, as are the cucumbers. I am tempted to take that one. It's really big. I might just leave it till Tuesday when I come down to water everything. But yeah, tomatoes doing real well. Lots and lots of them coming now. These are starting to turn colour. Some really big ones on some of these. So let's get the polytunnel closed up. Wood piles away, thankfully. And that's another day. I hope we do get some rain tonight or tomorrow, because it is starting to suffer. With my best efforts, it still is struggling, but I don't know where else I can do. Well, that's it for another day and another weekend. The time just whizzes by so quickly, but decent progress today. Not quite finished the boxing in for those new tanks, but then I can't really because I haven't got the connectors yet. So hopefully I'll get those, and that can be a project for next weekend. Grass is looking nice, well trimmed. So all that remains is to get home, get a shower and get something to eat. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I hope you're staying safe and well and enjoying your weekend. Let me know what you've been up to. I'm sure that you must have something to tell me about your garden or your preps, so just drop me a comment, let me know.
Well, that's it for this video. I hope there was something in there that was of interest to you. If you did like the video, please do click on the like button. Also feel free to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. As always, welcome any comments, questions or suggestions you might have. How's the weather for you? It's been a killer all week, and despite the best promises of the TV weather forecast, we still haven't got any damned rain. I really am praying for rain this next week. The garden is suffering. How's the weather where you are? Are you having the same issues as I am? Let me know in the comment section below. But for now, thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.